Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to some Warhammer Fantasy. Specifically, Total War Warhammer 2 and the Grom The Paunch Mortal Empires campaign. So, Grom is part of a new DLC which just came out, and you can buy it and you can play it, and it is bloody amazing. Like, hands down one of the best DLCs that came out for this game in, well, a relatively long time. And boy oh boy, I cannot wait to get into this. But before we do, I'm going to talk a little bit about the DLC. So, the game received a massive update when it comes to the free part of it, and that is the entire Greenskins faction has been reworked and modernized and now fits the map a lot better. There's been numerous improvements to other factions, balance changes, etc., etc. And if you don't have the money or the will to pay for the DLC, even though it is relatively cheap, if you do not wish to do something like that, you can play the free Lord as well. A High Elf Lord is free for you lot if that is what you wish. The tech tree has also been reworked. Tons of new updates, tons of new stuff. But I haven't played this game in a while on the channel, so I figure let's just get into it, and I'll show you how much I've improved since the last series, how much I've learned, and what I can do with Grom here on the Mortal Empires. So, let's start with buildings. I'm thinking I'm probably going to use Massif Orcal as a recruitment center. Maybe even use it to farm some rebellions if at all possible. That wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. But what I do need to do is slightly annoying, but for like 30 seconds, I'm gonna need to shut up, look at this, look at these building slots, and like calculate what I'm gonna put where. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's say like 9. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Got it. So, recruitment buildings, the landmark, and then the military support buildings. And when that's done, we can get, like, either the boss's tent or, like, the raiding stashes or something along those lines from the economy buildings. Good. Now, I'm going to go through the various mechanics of both the Greenskins and the DLC and all of that stuff. This is not going to improve anything. Growth and obedience, not... yeah, growth and obedience. Alright. So, like I said, I'm going to go through all the various little mechanics as we go through the game, and I'm going to explain pretty much everything I do. So I'm going to try and make this Let's Play as noob-friendly as possible. So I'll pretty much explain what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, so why I'm doing it, so on and so forth, my thought process, and all the little details, so people can follow along even if they don't play Warhammer 2 Total War or Warhammer 1 Total War, or I'll try and make it interesting for people that do play as well. So I'll try and min-max between like some more advanced strategies and explaining literally everything I do. So to that end, we're going to fight the Bretonnians here immediately, and even though they have a bigger army than us, you can see that we have a lot more power. The reason being, a lot of their troops are utter garbage. In fact, most of them are utter garbage, apart from the Lord and the Trebuchet. So let's get into the battle and see what we can do on the field, and how we can go about just annihilating them. Okay, here we are in the battle. So let's set up our troops, and I suppose I should explain a little bit what I did with the settlement and what I was counting and so on, for those that might not immediately realize it. So, essentially, in this game, it is a pretty good idea to know in advance what you're going to build where. Now, it's not absolutely necessary to know for every single settlement in every single building slot, but it does provide a fair bit of advantage to to the player if he plans it out, because the AI is not great at really, you know, structuring their provinces well, and they don't really divide provinces into, like, this is a money-making province, this is a recruitment province. And dividing them like that can actually be really beneficial. So you have most provinces that focus on, like, making the most amount of money possible, and every now and again, like, you know, these are going to be few and far in between, but you're going to have provinces that focus on recruitment. So we're going to start off with a recruitment province in our capital, and to that end, we want to plan out every single recruitment building. First of all, how many can we put? Can we put all of them? If not, then, you know, maybe look for a different province where we can put all of the recruitment buildings, because it's more convenient that way. And, you know, stuff like that. So basically, it's good to plan ahead, essentially. That's the TLDR of it. So, this is me leaving quarantine after, like, 2 or 3 months. Oh, and he gives him... He literally feeds him mid-battle. Oh, this is the greatest thing ever produced on this. So, I mean, this is just the greatest thing ever produced. Okay. Rocks are coming in, which probably means we should move up. Now, I don't want to fight uphill like this, but I'm going to have to, so... You know, it is what it is. Let's get the chariots moving a bit quicker, and I suppose we can get Grom moving a bit quicker, because from what I heard, despite his appearance, he is a fierce warrior, and I can't say that with a straight face. But he is! He has regeneration, anti-infantry, and he's armoured. And his stats look really, really good. I mean, comparing to, like, the men-at-arms here, which is, like, one of the better melee units of Bretonnia, well, foot units of Bretonnia. And yeah, you're going to see that it's quite the thing. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to dodge the archers, and with a single entity unit like this, it's really easy to do. So that said, let's let's just plow right through them. That sounds good. Or sounds a bit wrong, but no. Let's just plow right through them as well. Oh, good God. Okay, you know what? I think you can fight them. I think you can fight them like that, and then... The goblins are basically cannon fodder, right? Peasant mob can fight there, and I want you... Okay, I want you to like, throw whatever that is. Alright, does an okay amount of damage. Get to the peasant bowmen, they're more important to get rid of, and we're going to try and silence those trebuchets. Good. Now, meanwhile, Grom is taking some damage, so let's try and get him out of there. Oh, he's taking a bit of damage, but he's dishing out a heck of a lot of damage himself, though. Okay, let's get rid of these mounted yeomen, and target the field trebuchet here. We've routed most of the Bretonnians, now it's time to focus our efforts on some of the tougher units for a little bit. There, I suppose. Oh, the WAAGH here is actually like one of the greatest units in the Greenskins roster right now. Regenerates, spellcaster, and actually alright at melee. Like, it's a wonderful combination. Up until now, pretty much the only, well, more or less the only caster that was good at melee was like a legendary lord that's on a mount that's particularly powerful. But even they would sort of specialize at either being good casters or being good melee fighters, and like, you would seldom get both, or a lord that's equally good at both. One of the rare examples of a lord that's actually a good caster and a good melee lord. Not great at both, obviously, they're way better lords in both fields, but sort of like a combination of the two, was Archaon the Everchosen. He actually did quite alright, and Kolek Sunita was... he wasn't really a good caster, but it was serviceable, I suppose. But Archaon was a pretty good caster. He had Fire Magic, which was, you know, it's not the greatest, but it did alright. Okay, let's toss that over at them. Oh, we're doing damage, that's good. And there is a ton of health to be regenerated, so... I find this slightly hilarious. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to screenshot this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, while we're doing that though, and while we're having our fun with him, let's focus on routing the last of the Bretonnian soldiers. They're not going to need a lot of convincing to rout. Didn't really use the chariots all too well, but well, we're just warming up. This will inevitably get better as time progresses. Should probably focus on the WAAGH mechanic a little bit. So what this does is once you've filled up enough WAAGH points, and you do that by spending time in melee, so once you've filled up enough of these points, you unlock the WAAGH ability. So unlike before, it does not trigger automatically, and it's just way better, way more manageable, and way more useful. So instead, what you do now is you toggle the ability on, and what it does is it increases, in our case, so this is Grom's WAAGH. Other greenskin faction leaders will have different WAAGHs, but in our particular case, it restores HP, increases melee attack, base weapon damage, armor piercing damage, and makes all our units immune to psychology, which isn't necessarily the most useful thing on Earth, but hey. Anyways, though, that's more or less it. Let's get these guys over here, get him to clean up a bit. And we don't really need to run down all the Bretonnians. The main reason we're doing it is to allow time for our units to regenerate, which does make a somewhat significant difference on the campaign map. But also, I think Grom has actually like a controversial opinion. I think Grom has a tough start, more or less. I don't play the Vortex campaign all that much, at all, basically. I've little interest in it. I mostly just play Mortal Empires nowadays. But I really, really like the starting area, but I do think that it is a bit tough, and I'll show you why in a second. Alright, here we go. So these are the kills. Goblins and the Goblin Archers did relatively the same, which is not great, but the River Trolls, Stone Trolls, and the Wagons and Grom himself did relatively okay. So here are our options. We can eat the captives to restore, to replenish our units, ransom them to get money, or kill them to get leadership. Don't really need leadership. Replenishment is nice, but I think our replenishment is now I think the replenishment of the greenskins is a lot better. Plus, I'm pretty sure the River Hag increases replenishment, so I don't think we're gonna need it. To be honest with you, I really need the money, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the money. Okay, and that... Ooh, that killed the Lord. Alright, interesting.
Not just the looted wealth of defeated foes, but also scrap materials from their weapons and armor. It can be repurposed to equip your own troops.
Yes, so we can actually do a lot with scrap.
Violence and destruction has begun, mighty lord.
Yeah, okay.
Your reputation growing with every victim and settlement that falls before you. Continue warmongering.
Yeah, shush. Okay. I'll explain this a lot quicker than you. Every battle we win increases the WAAGH meter, not the in-battle one, the campaign map one, and once we get here, we can call a WAAGH, which basically attaches a secondary army to our army, which sort of creates itself, if that makes any sense, but we need to set a WAAGH target. The more powerful the target is, the more powerful the faction, we target is, the greater the benefits if a WAAGH is successful. Good, good. Various stages of the WAAGH provide various benefits, but once you call in a WAAGH, it resets. However, if you do really, really well, you skip some of the steps here. So it is useful to just stay on Warhammer between 76 and 100 for a while and not call it in, and then call it in a little bit after that. But anyways, let's not think about that too much right now. We'll get to it, like I said, when the time comes. As far as scrap is concerned, well, this isn't it, but it's one part of it.
Your minions are no different.
Minions are no different. That's a screenshot this for a private message I'm going to send to someone. Anyways, let's... Okay, fair enough. Different ingredients you can put in here to cook different things, and it's... yeah, you can eat it. That's about it. It gives you various bonuses. So, we don't have a lot right now, so we can't really do anything, but that's one way of using scrap. Another way is technology, and then there's a few more things you can do with scrap, but we're going to get into that later. For now, let's level Grom up. And one of the first things I go with is Route Marcher, pretty much always. And for the Hag, I think I'm going to go with Troop Replenishment. Because, like, the magic isn't terrible, but this is not a good school of magic. Like, this is... It's, okay? Everything down here, not very useful. Replenishing troops, very useful. And then building the Hag as a fighter also seems quite... yeah, seems quite good because she has regeneration. It? I don't know. Has regeneration. So, I think that the Hags are going to be terrific fighters. But for now, replenishing troops. Good. Do you want to build anything? No. In that case, let's press forward to Quenelus. So I know how to pronounce it, I just don't know where the accent is. Quenelus? I don't know. It's fake French anyway. So, what is this? Loads of archers, but we can outflank those, and then melee infantry, which we're going to bog down. Yeah, we can win this relatively easily. Let's get into it. Alright, here we are in the battle. So, I think this is the formation I'm going to go with. I'm going to push it a little bit more to the left, because I want to fight here in the open. Mind you, fighting in the trees isn't a terrible idea. And I just ruined the formation because I didn't use Alt to move it. That's fine though. Everything like this, and then archers behind. Good. Yeah, actually fighting in the trees isn't bad because it will obstruct the Bretonnian bowmen, which... See, I would argue is the most powerful unit Bretonnia can field, despite having all sorts of mighty cavalry to rely on. Why? Well, all of their mighty cavalry requires vows to get, and... Well, not to get, but like to not cost 1,000,000 credits each turn to maintain. So, to that end, I mean, if you take a look at it that way... It truly is the most cost-effective unit, and it is ridiculously powerful. Especially in sieges and stuff like that. So, anyways, charge! Was expecting a slightly better charge, but, you know, it is what it is. I want to go around. Like, fighting the melee infantry here isn't my biggest concern. As you can see, against the Bretonnians, we don't really have problems holding the line and fighting multiple units. So long as we like bait some of them away like this and not let them focus us too much. And we're going to have archers cover fire now as well. Probably should have used the hag's ability before doing this, but honestly I think we're going to break them in a matter of seconds, so it doesn't matter all that much. Get the archers forward. So some of the units are holding, but yeah, between me and you, it's not looking very good. Oh, this is annoying. The unit card is, the unit banner is here. The actual unit is back there. That is very annoying. Let's see if you can't spit that at them. Might as well activate the WAAGH. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Do it. Told you it was gonna be fun. Oh, lovely. Alright, get the chariot, pick off the remainder there. And honestly, I think we're done. So let's just focus fire there and get these gobbos out. Because as expendable as they are, they're not expendable to me, goddammit. Nothing in my army is expendable. She regenerates so quickly, and it feels slightly weird calling a greenskin a she. But, I mean, if it says hag, you know, that is necessarily female by a dictionary definition, so I suppose I'd, you know, who am I to say otherwise? These are good, though. They look fun. Okay, I never mentioned what the goal of the campaign was. I think we're just going to do the objective, honestly. That is get to Ulth 1 eventually, though. I'm not a fan of rushing. I'm not a fan of you know, like just doing the main quest thing as quickly as possible, and then that's it. Not a fan of doing that. Why am I even bothering to fight? I guess just fun. I want to test the units out, but yeah. We've won, there we go. So basically I just want to get the main quest objective done and get to Ulth 1, but you know, win the battle there. But obviously I'm going to take my time in Bretonnia and build up quite a bit before doing that. I'm not going to rush it by any means whatsoever. And here we go. Our first settlement. I need money, but I'm just going to occupy it for one simple reason. Sod. Okay. So what I was thinking was I'm going to recruit stuff here. And it's going to be orc boys. But between me and you, we don't need orc boys. Like, not really. So here's the thing. Let's get a pile of shinies, set up a proper economy, level Grom up, and no, I mean, okay, Iron Hand, good. Lightning Strike, good. Mob Boss, good. And that's pretty much it. Feared and Renowned, yeah, I suppose. But if we play our cards right, we won't need Lightning Strike. And after level 12, we're going to go down this path. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not playing on Legendary difficulty, obviously. So, the reason for that is, honestly, I'm just not good enough yet. I have a lot to learn still, and also I don't really like it, because it kind of forces a certain playstyle on you, and it just basically makes it so you can't use certain units, and, well, not can't, but like really shouldn't use certain units, and really should use certain other units. Same goes with tactics. You don't have the same amount of freedom and ability to recruit the units you want and to have themed armies and to roleplay a little bit and so on and so forth. You don't have that freedom. It sort of limits that a lot for the, you know, the reward for such a limiting feature, I suppose, is the challenge and so on and so forth. But since I'm not going for Legendary difficulty, and since I can afford to make mistakes a lot more, and I can afford to not have the best upgrades on the best stuff, let's build Grom as like a melee powerhouse, because I find that hilarious that he, with such a fearsome size that he is going to be like the best melee lord ever. He's not, I mean, yeah, this is alright. And plus, like, I suppose this will provide buffs for, yeah, like chariots, pump wagons, go to punishment, like growth for all provinces, leadership for goblins. He really likes goblins. Yeah, but until we get to level 12, let's, like, just make him stupidly powerful. And I guess that means we're making the WAAGH have all the magics and do all the magicsy things. Oh, that's alright. Sorry. And that is alright. So, what is the idea now? The idea now is we get to Paravon as soon as possible. Now, the reason being, there's probably going to be an army there eventually. But much more importantly, it's going to have a big garrison. And they're going to build it up, and it's going to have an even bigger garrison. And it has towers as well. So, really, it's a pain in the back to deal with. So, we want to get there pretty much as, not literally as soon as possible. We want to build up our army a little bit. Specifically with archers. And I will cheese the living hell out of the siege, because I don't have any siege equipment. Yet, at least. So, yeah. Can you still cheese the settlement, you know, the siege without, you know, proper equipment? Oh, yeah. Yes, we can. Quest issued. At the start of your turn, have at least 50 scrap. The reward is a random ingredient and... Huh. Summon a rogue idol. That is very interesting. And then we have to obtain a Call to WAAGH trophy. Yeah, we're going to get one of those eventually, no worries. So for now, let's get like a unit of goblins and like 2 more goblin archers. We don't need anything else for this siege, and probably for the foreseeable future, mind you. Now, if I'm going to use this as a recruitment center, I might as well build the growth building, because I want to get this place to level 5 as soon as possible. Now, I haven't really talked about the Wood Elves yet, and that's sort of the one thing worrying me. Because Bretonnians I can deal with. Bretonnians aren't difficult to to kill, but the one thing I really am probably going to struggle with are gonna be the Wood Elves, because let's get this straight, outside of their area, which I've forgotten the name of, and I'll remember in a second probably. Athelloren, right? Yeah. Outside of Athelloren, they're not good. Like, they're really, really not good. They're terrible. But they're not going to be outside Athelloren. I'm going to have to fight them in here. And in here, you take attrition every time you move. In here, they have huge garrisons. So they are... I mean, their units, despite not being that great, they still can do a number on you. And their garrisons are problematic to deal with as well. So, yeah. Anywho, right, well, thankfully, they've decided to recruit the worst cavalry unit they have, and these are not going to be any problems whatsoever. I mean, they would have been, honestly, they would have been better off with peasants than this, most likely. Probably not on a literal level, but, like, yeah, you don't need these. These are horrible. Archers could have, like, won them the siege here, but, yeah, not that they know. There's going to be a tough fight because I don't have siege equipment, right? So these archers, I can sort of, kind of use, but not really. Plus, they outrange me seriously. But I think I can win. Like, I'm fairly confident in my ability to win. Especially because of the trolls. And because of Grom and the hag. Yeah, we might lose a bunch of goblins, but I don't care. Like, I kind of want to lose them, to be honest. Because gradually we'll want to replace them with either, like... Well, probably not with Arab boys, because range 140, missile strength 20. Let's... Range 115, missile strength 15. Yeah, we kind of do want to replace them with Orc Arab boys, I think. Even though he provides buffs to goblins. Alright. I guess we'll take care of that relatively soon. Ooh, but then there is missile strength for the goblins. And there's nothing here that buffs missile strength for the Orc Arrow boys. Oh, by the way, tons of technology to improve the casualty replenishment rate, which is interesting. Yeah, we're going to upgrade missile strength through this, through tech, and these guys are going to end up being better than Orc Arrow boys. And way, way cheaper. So yeah, I think we're going to just go with Goblin Archers. Because eventually they're going to become better. Plus veterancy matters, and then they're going to become veteran relatively soon. Alright. Tell you what though, I'm going to leave this siege for next time. So, join me then. Until, however, the inevitable fall of Paravon. I keep saying Paravon. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video and want to stay tuned with the rest of the series, and it really helps the channel out. Yeah, with the algorithm and whatnot. Until next time, though, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.